Did you know that you're actually lazy and you don't even know it? Yeah, we're actually very lazy people and we don't even realize this. This is why we tend to never achieve our goals or our dreams because we set a lazy mindset and no expectations. We think, that's never gonna happen. I'm too old. I don't understand it. You're living in fantasy land. You're never gonna get there. These are the common things that I've been hearing people say every single time when it comes to financial growth and financial learning. And I even heard it from my own father. But if that's you, if you want to change the way you think, then come along with me and stay in this video so you can learn everything that there is to stop your brain from thinking this way. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then subscribe to The Dinky Show because you don't want to miss any videos just like this one that are helping us grow together and elevate together and keep these conversations going. Because not only am I growing with you, I'm learning with you and I'm doing the work. So this video is about stop being lazy. And why are we lazy? We don't really realize that we are thinking lazy, but we do it with the way we think and the things we do. Like for instance, I have a pile of clean clothes I gotta do. I gotta do and fold the clothes. But I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. I have later to do it. I'll take a nap or I'll do it in like a couple minutes. And then later becomes tomorrow and tomorrow becomes next week and so on and so on. We do that with our mindset. Like earlier I was interviewing my father and he was asking me why I was watching this YouTube video. And it was about financial growth and financial money. And I was watching this video about stocks and learning about stocks and learning about finance and learning everything that there is to know about financial leadership. Money is a language, I told him, and it has its own language, and I want to learn. I want to grasp it. I want to be not wealthy rich to where you're like, oh, I want to be wealthy. So where you guys go out with my sister or my brothers and you guys do these family trips, I'm able to go. I'm never able to go. Like every year they go on these vacations and I'm never able to go. I'm always like, I gotta work. I'm sorry. Because if I don't work, I don't eat, my bills don't get paid, and I don't have a roof over my head. So I can't stop and enjoy a little bit of a fun. And sometimes the Bible does tell you take a good vacation, rest, find a day of rest. And it's so true. We need to find a day of rest to really be lazy, but not in the way that you think. Be lazy in the way that you renew your mind. Study the Word. A day where all you do is read scripture, or a day where you just sit and meditate in scripture and meditate in the Word. A day where you just watch some funny movies, something that fills your soul. Do an activity with your family. Put away your phones. Like, it's a day for you to really rest and not do such hard work. Now, something that I've learned from watching some videos and something that I've learned from speaking to people, like I was talking to my dad and my dad was like, I don't believe that you cannot achieve it, because he normally tells me, nah, you're not going to be able to get there. And that's so further true. Sometimes when you have an idea or a goal, you tell someone and they're like, whatever. I've been told that with photography so many times. Everybody used to tell me, stop taking photos, stop trying to pursue your photography business, stop trying to do photography. It doesn't pay, it's too much money. These are actual photographers that were telling me that were already set in the business. And there was one photographer that stood out to me. He said, look, you want to know why they're saying that? It's because they're scared. Because they themselves are scared. They don't know. They're lazy. They have a lazy mindset. Don't be like them. Don't listen to them. You continue to grind. You continue to work. Because if you listen to the no-sayers, you're never going to accomplish anything. You accomplish nothing but a lazy mindset because you listen to them. I was like, oh my God, that is so true. So I'm still grinding. I do make some income from photography. I just don't have enough clientele right now. But I will sooner or later. And if you want a photographer here in the local area of Bakersfield, California, then hit me up. And it's like I was telling my friend, she was asking me what makes me want to get better at photography or do photography. It's the ugly pictures, the ones that don't come out good, the ones that come out blurry, or when the picture comes out too bright, or where the picture comes out too dark. Those are the photos that I love the most. Why? Because they help me see and what I need to improve, how I need to improve. They help me go, yeah, I mastered this when I get it right. Because if you ever paid attention, a photographer does not take one photo. It takes thousands of photos because not every photo they take comes out great. You know, they have to take a couple shots because not every photo that they take is going to be a good one. So you have to continue constantly to take good photos. Second is we got to stop telling ourselves we can't. So I was talking to my dad about this, and going back to this, my dad was like, well, I can't. I'm too old. I'm 70 years old. I'm 70. He's going to be 72. I'm 72. I'm going to be 72. I'm too old. I don't understand it. It's too much work, too much money. There it goes. The lazy mind's like, you already trained your mind to go, I can't. It won't. It stopped. You already stopped it from. So you got to start by taking away the I can't out of your vocabulary, and it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter where you are, what you do in this world, you have to start training your mind. No, I can't does not exist in your vocabulary. There is no word. There is I can. All things change it. And the one way I've been doing it is I changed it to I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is my model. That is my theme. That is what I do, because if I keep thinking like I can't, I'll never achieve it, because I already said it to the universe. I can't do it. And that's everything in your life, even when it goes wrong. And who came up with the name Negative Nancy? My mother-in-law's name is Nancy. Let me tell you, she is not a negative person. She is the sweetest, kindest person further from the truth. I'm like, how did you end up with a son like... I'm just kidding. My husband's a great man. Anyways, but whoever came up with the name Negative Nancy, I don't know. But stop being a negative Nancy. Always being negative. Everything has to be... Find something positive even in the negative, because your failures are going to be your successors. If you didn't fail and you didn't learn, that means you didn't learn anything. It didn't do its work. Your failures didn't do anything for you. Your failures are going to be your successors, because they're going to teach you what not to do and help you get better. We got to start training our mind to grind. Second, and now last is to grind. You got to be willing to put in the work even when you don't want to. Like, I got home, I'm tired, but if I don't cook dinner, I don't eat. And if I don't cook dinner, my son doesn't eat. He'd probably be like, Mom, I'm hungry. Like, I'm tired of just cup of noodles or a burrito. It's not frozen burrito. It's not meal. Like, I'm hungry. You know, my husband probably like, what was for dinner? Why didn't you cook? Like, there's times where he gets where I'm like not feeling well, and if I'm really sick, he'll be like, I'll take over. But it's always like, what's for dinner? And I don't mind, because I love to cook. But in whatever you're doing, you have to find your purpose. Last is you got to learn to find your purpose. So if you're grinding, you're doing the work, is find your purpose. Find the reason why you're doing this. What is your purpose? Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a talent. Everybody is given something. Jesus says, I have plans for you to prosper, to grow, not to harm you. So why waste that? He's telling you, he made you for a purpose. Don't waste your purpose on what? That's for you to find out, for you to figure out what's my purpose. Some people have the ability to be great because they've found their purpose. They love what they do, and everything comes with it. You know? Musicians, if you love what you... Like, I know a lot of people that love to sing and are good singers, but they don't like to do the work. So they don't become famous people. In my opinion, that's what it is. I tell them, well, who's going to hear you? You don't want to go put yourself out there. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to have... Sometimes you're going to have doors closed on you. you're gonna have doors closed on you. I remember my first photography job, one of my very few first photography jobs. I was getting there, and I did my friend's. She was a coworker. She used to work with us. I did her granddaughter's sweet 16th birthday. They're twins, and I did their sweet 16th. And one of the hardest reasons why I had a hard time shooting their and delivering my photos I gave her back her money was because I couldn't shoot really good photos. I couldn't. And it wasn't because I wasn't trying. It's because every time I would go and I'd be like, hey, you guys want a photo? Hey, you want me to take pictures with your friends? Hey, she was like telling me she wanted me. Because I asked her, okay, how do you want me to do this? You want me to take photos of people? She goes, yeah, I want you to take photos of my sisters. I want you to take photos of my friends. I want you to do this. I said, okay. But at one point, the girls kept telling me, no, I don't want photos right now. No, I don't want photos. And I'm like, dude, you only hired me for so long. So I need you to, like, when are you going to want me to take these photos? So then they were all taking photos with their friends with their cell phone. So it's like they didn't really need me, right? And I felt defeated. Then the second problem that I ran into is they turned off the lights. And they made it pitch black. That only the DJ lights were on. It was just pitch black. And all you saw was the green, blue, purple, and all those kind of lights. And it was just like... And I was just like, I can't see. I was like, and I didn't wear glasses that time. So I was like going through my lens trying to see. And I was like, I can't see my settings. I can't see nothing because my camera lit up, but it didn't lit up. Like, it was just pitch black. And I was telling my friend, I was like, can you flash your phone light? And she was like, it is dark. How can you take a photo? You can't even... She even said the same thing. And I was like, I don't know. And so my photos were coming out blurry. I was trying to retake them, but everybody was like, we're tired. We don't want no photos. You're done. You got some photos, right? And it was like, I did a horrible job. And why am I proud of that? Why am I proud of that? Because it taught me. It taught me something. It taught me what not to do for next time. It taught me not only to be better at my job, it also gave me the skills of what to do and to stand up for myself. Be like, hey, this time I'll be like, I was more bold on my second job. Like, hey, because I tried doing it again at another party that I did. And I said, hey, I do apologize. I said, but if you do want me to do my job and you want me to do it correctly, I'm going to need you to have patience with me, and I'm going to need you to let me do my work. I said, you paid me to do this session, right? To come here to take photos of your quinceañera or your party or whatever. But I'm going to need you to, like, hey, let's take some photos. Let's do this. Let's do that before you wear out. And then your friends are not going to want to, and before they turn off the lights. Because if they turn off the lights in this room, I can't do photography. I can't shoot. It's too dark. That's it. And I need to have clarity. I need to be able to see. I need to be able to focus. I need to be able to shoot you. And I want your photos to come out what you paid for, which are great. And if you can't give me that, I can't give you what you want. And then they were like, okay, we respect that. And so we were shooting. I was telling them how to pose. And perfect. The photos came out way better. They were satisfied. And when they turned off the lights, I just asked her, hey, is there a way that you can get them to just turn off the DJ lights and leave on some lights so it's not completely dark? So when she's doing her surprise dance and her like Voss, whatever, you know, her little dance with her groomsmen and like little court group, or whatever you want to call it if you're not Hispanic, her little court group. And I was like, I'm willing, but I had to learn to stand up and to stop and say, hey, this is what I need. Hey, so stop focusing and start focusing on the positive and taking the negative and focusing on the positive. Like, view it as like, okay, I know today I failed, but what did I learn from this? What did it teach me to do something better for next time? And I was like so afraid to like talk to my last friend. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna give her photos. I'm so embarrassed. She's not gonna like them. I'm just gonna give her money back and give her these photos and take the ones that she likes, the ones that she don't like. And she was not satisfied. But when I explained to her what really happened, another coworker was telling her, yeah, that really did happen. You did turn off all the lights. You wouldn't turn on the lights. She's like, she even asked you several times. And you were like, well, the girls want the lights off. And they all want the lights off so they can dance. And she's like, But how did you expect her to do her job? She was walking around going, photos, 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 and nobody wanted to take photos. And then when you guys wanted her to take photos, you didn't want to turn on the lights. So she was like, all right, all right, all right, whose side are you on? And I was like, phew. I was like, I'm glad, because this person was there too. She invited her. So I'm glad that this person saw both sides of the story, if you get what I'm saying. But it also helped me to be like, hey, I made a mistake. I should have said and been more clear, specific. And that is something that you guys have to start being, is more clear with yourself, more specific. What is it that you want out of this? Why are you doing this? Start asking yourself that question. Why is it that you're grinding? Yeah, it's going to take a while to get there, but if you keep grinding, you're going to see the results a lot quicker. If you start changing your mind, you're going to see the results a lot quicker. Have you ever heard the thing is you are what you think, or you are what you eat? Same with you are what you think. If you are what you think, you always think with a negative, angry attitude, you're always going to be an ass or, rude to people. And we got to start changing our mindsets. We got to go with the go-getter attitude. Okay? So if you're a girl, you got to tell yourself, go get it. Or go girl, go get it. Or if you're a boy, go get it. Like, it's not about I'm not in the, she could be, no, it's a go-getter attitude that both can do it. We need to learn and train our bodies to go get it. And if you guys want to elevate this for your wives, so you guys can learn how to set your family financially, and then start teaching your children. I'm teaching my son, and I wanted him to have an interview on today's episode, but he decided he does not want to be on my episode. But he says, Mom, I'll tell you everything you need to know about money. And I said, what is it? Nothing. I don't know nothing about money. I only know what you taught me so far, and it's hardly anything. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, so I'm learning. I'm barely learning, because I'm learning what not to do from what I see from your mistakes from you and Dad. But I'm also learning from what I see how my friends react, how they always ask their parents for everything, from an iPhone to this to that. So we also lastly have to learn to change our impulse on what we want to buy and toys, and change our aspect. We got to learn to control and learn to say no for the moment. Learn to say no for the moment. I hope all these tips help you and help you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys, all these tips help you guys succeed and show you guys that you can change your mindset. You can do this. And I'll see you guys next time. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, because this is where all the fun's at. Bye, guys.